My name is Caitlin Dickerson, and this is my persuasive speech. These are my audience members: Cassie Allard, Anna Garza, Reagan Walker, Caitlin McLean, and camerawoman Lindsay Robbins. From elementary school to high school, what was the main thing you all heard about? MCT this, state test that. It seems as if all educators and students are pushed to focus on is standardized testing and about how their school needs to score well in these tests. The importance of learning has become almost obsolete as the pressure of passing these standardized tests takes its place. Although standardized testing has proven to be beneficial in helping to prepare students for their academic futures, several problems are being overlooked by administration. The amount of stress it puts on both students and faculty is extremely unhealthy. A test cannot accurately measure a student's true intellectual potential, and cheating and score manipulation occurs due to the pressure to score well in these tests. However, I have researched and found several possible alternatives to these horrible tests that include other means of gathering important cognitive information such as portfolio-based assessment, curriculum-based assessment, and dynamic assessment. According to the article, Problems with Standardized Testing on education.com, standardized testing is a cornerstone of education today. Tests administered by state education departments are also a center of controversy for many teachers and education reformers. It's a constant controversy between adamant educators and these education reformers over whether or not school systems are wasting both the faculty and students' time and an unnecessary excess of money on these standardized tests. With its high stakes and expectations, teachers feel as if they're pushed to teach the test. Also, the Washington Post says the obsession with raising student standardized test scores has led to a one-size-fits-all curriculum that stifles learning and ignores the need of individual students. My mom has been a teacher for almost my entire life and has experienced the state testing dilemma firsthand. I asked her how she felt about state testing and if she supported it, and her response was, "I'm not really in favor of testing. Although the education system today believes that these tests are necessary, the emphasis should be on learning rather than teaching the test." I asked her to make a short list of the problems that she has been faced with due to standardized testing, and her response included, teachers are told to pretty much teach the test, classroom instruction time is basically depleted due to having to teach the state test material rather than the material that is on the curriculum. The stress of having to pass these state tests for graduation often hinders students from doing their best, which defeats the purpose of taking the test to begin with. Another article on education.com gives a lot of insight on probable solutions to this standardized testing dilemma. One possible solution to help eliminate these problems is a portfolio-based assessment. Throughout the school year, teachers gather work to show how a student has made progress in different subject areas and give extra help and attention to the students who do not show a significant amount of growth in these areas. Students then reflect on their work. They not only think about what they have learned, but also reflect on their own learning processes, which helps to improve the student learning. The teacher records the student's work and attaches a writing sample so the teacher and student's parents can determine how much progress the student has made. While such information can be summarized quantitatively for grading purposes, the primary goal of this approach is to improve both teaching and student learning. Another possible approach is the curriculum-based assessment, otherwise known as the CBA. This approach refers to a measurement method that relies on direct observation and recording of students' performance in the local curriculum as a basis for gathering information to make instructional decisions. CBA has also been referred to as direct assessment of the mastery of academic skills, and although models of CBA may differ, all share the common foundational assumption that one should test what one teaches. In each academic area, probes such as short reading passages, math problems, and brief spelling word lists are developed and used to collect data regarding the student's performance. The curricular materials from the student's immediate learning environment are used when creating these CBA probes. Nonetheless, CBA provides a structured method for evaluating students' performances on curricular assignments because it is conducted and based off of their actual academic setting. Typically, student responses are evaluated and recorded in terms of speed, proficiency, and accuracy. The given criterion is then used to determine acceptable levels of student performance. Performance criteria are used to develop a scale of student performance, and if a student cannot reach the absolute mastery level, he or she is helped in a different way. The ability to generalize from the results of a CBA test is limited. A less common solution is known as dynamic assessment, which refers to a particular type of learning assessment that involves the use of an acting teaching process. The goal of this type of teaching process is supposedly to modify students' cognitive functioning and to observe the changes in the examinee's learning subsequently. The primary goals of dynamic assessment are to assess a student's ability to understand principles that underlie a problem and use that understanding to generate a possible solution. Assess the type and amount of teaching necessary to teach a student a specific rule or principle, and identify any cognitive deficits and non-cognitive factors that assist in explaining performance failures, and to determine whether such factors can be modified by teaching alone. Dynamic assessment directly contrasts with standardized assessment, which involves educators presenting items to testing students without any guidance or any intervention designed to change or improve the student's performance. Overall, to validate dynamic assessment approaches, one needs to develop criteria variables that measure change that are directly relatable to any applied cognitive intervention. As one can see, although standardized testing is proven to be beneficial in helping the students to prepare for academic futures, it presents just as many problems as it does doorways for educational opportunities. However, there are several alternatives to the norms of standardized testing. Approaches such as portfolio-based assessment, curriculum-based assessment, and dynamic assessment are all logical alternatives. I hope that you all have become aware of the problems with state testing, if you were not already, and that you will help push for a change of our educational society's future. And this is my visual I printed out. Everybody should know what a state test looked like at some point, because we're all in college. And this is my picture of a pencil on a state test with lots of eraser marks, because it's stressful and they probably erased 1,000 times like I did. And these are still my audience members. Cassie.